Hey everybody, I hope you all are doing well and welcome back to Michael's Matters. And today we are getting to the end of the month, and that means that it is once again time for us to do our monthly payout date videos for the month of October in this case, where we will talk about the benefits and when those will get sent out to folks on Social Security. So that could be things like Social Security Retirement, the largest group of folks. Also, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and SSDI, Social Security Disability, Survivor, Spousal Benefits, and really all the other iterations of Social Security. Additionally, we will talk about a huge issue that potentially is going to affect millions of folks on Social Security, which they are facing, which is the fact that the Social Security Administration, over the last multiple years in some cases, has been incorrectly sending out overpayments to Social Security beneficiaries, and now they're starting to ask for all of that money back. So we'll talk about whose fault that is and potentially what is a fair solution to make everyone whole again, and also do the payout dates for October as well. Now, this is Michael's Matters, and before we get to the video, if you like these videos, if you find them interesting, if you find them helpful, or hey, if you at least find them useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also because you get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. All right, now, let's get down to the video. So let's start this video off with the payout dates for the month of October for those folks on Social Security. And we'll start with the easiest of the payouts, which is for those folks who are receiving Supplemental Security Income. Now, if you watched our video from last month for September, folks on SSI actually received 2 payments, and one of those payments was on the 29th of September. At least that's when it was sent out, and that payment was for the month of October. So basically, that is the longest possible way of saying there is not going to be any actual SSI payments sent out in the month of October because they were already paid out at the very end of September. Next up is going to be for those folks who are either receiving SSI and Social Security benefits at the same time, or are old school and started receiving Social Security benefits prior to 1997 when Social Security changed the Social Security payout dates to be staggered week by week. So for these folks, for the Social Security portion of their payout, it'll come out in October on Tuesday, October the 3rd. And as per usual, this is when the money is sent out, but there can always be delays before it actually gets into your mailbox or gets into your pocket, because for folks who have bank accounts, sometimes that money gets held for a little bit, or if you have mail, of course, you gotta wait for the snail mail to drop it off before you can put it into your bank. So it may take a little extra time, but it is going to be sent out on Tuesday, October 3rd. Now, the last group of folks for the payout dates for the month of October is those individuals who are getting just plain old Social Security benefits. So that could be Social Security Retirement, as well as survivor's benefits, spousal benefits, and all the other different versions of it. And these ones, for anyone who started receiving Social Security benefits after 1997, are staggered weekly based on the day of the month that someone is born within their birth month. So, for example, for those folks who were born from the 1st of the month to the 10th of the month in their birth months, they will get their Social Security benefits sent out on Wednesday, October 11th. For those who were born from the 11th through the 20th of whatever their birth month happens to be, those benefits will get sent out on Wednesday, October 18th. And lastly, for those folks who were born late in the month, from the 21st through the 31st of the month, they will have their Social Security benefits sent out on Wednesday, October 25th. Of course, allow for a couple extra days if you are getting snail mail, or even potentially if you're getting direct mail, if the bank is going to hold on it. So that is going to be for the payouts for the month of October 2023. Now, next up today, let's talk about the potential millions of Americans who are on Social Security who have gotten overpayments from Social Security, but now Social Security is demanding all of those payments back. The thing about this is that the overpayments are not just a few dollars and cents here and there, but according to the SSA Inspector General, they were able to actually get back $4.7 billion worth of overpayments last year in 2022, but they still have $21.6 billion still outstanding, which ironically, not for nothing, just saying, is pretty much kind of how much money got sent to Ukraine over the last 6 months. The other major problem to this, and the ultimate disappointment, is that the money they are requesting back is going to be from some of the poorest and neediest people in our country who are living on fixed incomes and may have potentially disabilities or no other way to pay back that accumulation of overpayments that can be as high as $60,000 in one person's case. That's being demanded back within 30 days. I mean, that's unrealistic. There's no way anybody's going to be able to do that. I mean, even right now, for the average American who's not on fixed benefits, so they're not on Social Security, say that 50% of them wouldn't be able to handle a surprise $1,000 bill, let alone a $60,000 bill. So needless to say, this is leaving potentially millions, because Social Security doesn't report how many delinquent payments are outstanding, but potentially millions of vulnerable Americans are going to be left with massive lump sum payments to pay back in benefits that, legitimately were sent out and were overpaid, and now they have to pay them back either through direct lump sums or a repayment of benefits pretty much for the rest of their lives. Now, to play devil's advocate here, I think it would be easy to point the dirty end of the stick at the Social Security Administration, and we know they have had myriads of problems, let alone a lack of leadership over much of the last couple of years. But it is not totally fair, because the fact that Social Security has been habitually understaffed, the systems they use to track payouts and benefits are so antiquated, they're basically little better than abacuses. And to say the least, it is made only worse by the fact that there are long lags in overpayments being requested back, which each of those months that it's not being requested back and each of those months they get overpaid is just orders of magnitudes higher in the amount of money, the amount of stress, and the amount of anxiety that these beneficiaries are now facing. Unfortunately, these types of problems have been super common, not only with Social Security, but also with large other government systems, whether it's unemployment or the DMV or the IRS. They've all been left to essentially benign neglect by administrators and politicians who don't hold the administrators' feet to the fire to get things done, and also don't give them the budget to do it. So ultimately, where does the blame lay? Whose fault really is it? And I mean, I guess it's hard to say, right? It is also obviously part of the Social Security beneficiaries who know what their benefits should be and are getting, overpaid. But in this complex Kafka-esque system, this self-report style for Social Security benefits, there's no way for a retiree or someone who's disabled to actually figure out what they should be getting and say, oh no, I need to report this because it's too much that I should. Also, it is Social Security's responsibility overall as an organization to pay out the right benefits. They have a duty to the American people, and they have the duty to the Social Security beneficiaries to pay out the right amount. And also, if there's any correction that needs to be done, to make it in a timely manner so the problem doesn't snowball to $60,000. But it also leads to lots of other questions, like have politicians been underfunding Social Security to hamstring it from being able to build out policies and internal procedures to prevent these types of situations? Is it ultimately our fault as the public for not requiring those folks who we elect into office to give money to Social Security and other government agencies so they can work smoothly and competently? I mean, it's just a huge circle of everybody's fault. And that kind of leads me to the solution, because I don't think it's right that folks should have to pay back as much money they've been overpaid, because no, of course, Social Security is not a lottery, but there is a solution. And the solution is, I think that sort of all of us are going to have to take a bite of that big, dirty sandwich, because one, Social Security, they messed up and they sent out the wrong amount of benefits. So, I think that there's going to have to be some repercussions from the leadership on them. Two, I think that folks who received over benefits, like I said, it's not a lottery. They're going to have to pay some of that money back, but having to pay all of it back is just cruel and unusual punishment, right? So maybe they should have to pay back 40% of what they got overpaid, or a maximum of $10,000, and they can spread that over a lifetime, essentially, to be able to pay that back. I think that seems more fair than asking for all of it back, or sending them to jail, or sending the Social Security police after them, or whatever else it is. And then finally, as the American people, we're going to have to basically write off some of those losses and, just have to say that we're not going to get any of that money back. And that is just kind of part of our responsibility, letting these politicians go and not demanding they do something about Social Security's internal system. So, everyone is going to have to take a bite, but it still seems relatively fair, at least in my opinion. All right, so that's it for today's Michael's Matters, and I really hope that you found this video interesting or helpful or at least useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel to grow, and we are so thankful for that. But also because you get updates when our newest and most informative videos come out. So for Michael's Matters, I'm Michael, hoping that you take care of yourselves, take care of others, and have a happy, healthy day.